BKK1. BKK1.
And he definitely is, of course, joining us down here in Pattaya Island. Of course, it's nice to have you all on board today, and thanks a lot for all your messages down there at BKK1 Radio. Simple as that. Go to the website, bkk1radio.com. Go on there, leave us a message, or click SpeakPi, or send us a message via email. Which this man has knocked on the door, and here he is, Mr. Alex Van Dam, all the way from Bangkok. Nice to see you, Alex.
How are you, sir?
Very good, thank you very much. I'm feeling top of the world today.
Yeah, I can see that.
And you?
Yeah, awesome. Exactly like you said, top of the world.
And how was the drive down here from Bangkok? I mean, was it very busy? I mean, it seems to be busy at the weekends, but I don't know now.
No, it was okay. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it took like, an hour and a half to get here. So, if you leave Bangkok in the morning, basically the traffic going into town, but we're getting out of town. So basically getting out is perfect. Very smooth.
So pretty smooth, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right,
but just in Pattaya,
couple of topics
traffic
today that we're going to be talking about. You guys out there, okay, thanks for joining in. And of course, you can send the messages via the emails, as we said. Up on today's show, EV Casinos, Cannabis, AX Media, and of course, Thailand One, of course, the magazine that is now making a big impact there in Bangkok. First of all, Alex, let's just talk a little bit about EV vehicles and your thoughts on them.
You know, it's interesting. EV vehicles are becoming more popular these days. Especially, what's interesting, I was thinking about it. About, let's say, roughly 8 years ago, the Teslas, if you go to Hong Kong, Teslas was one of the most popular cars out there.
Right.
Because at that time, what's interesting is the Teslas, the government were charging zero tax. So
you said this, didn't you? Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So, of course, when you don't pay the tax, sales are through the roof. And then one day to the next, they start taxing, and then sales dropped. But when I was in Hong Kong not a long time ago, let's say about a year and a bit ago, now you see Teslas, you see all these different EV vehicles from China. You see the Xiaopeng Motors or Li Auto and all these guys. They're all popping up.
It says here at the moment, Tesla remain the market leader at the moment, okay?
Yeah.
With sales growth of 6.6% after challenging the first year. It says here the launch of the Cybertruck is now joining in. That's helping Tesla all the way. But they're producing roughly 16,000 units of those, sold on average already of around about $116,000.
Wow.
So, I mean, what about the BYD car, isn't it? The BYD car?
BYD from China.
Yeah, the electric car. The ones that are the ones that I see here. I seen a program the other day, and it was really good. It was like 2 floors in a multi-story car park that they've revamped, and they had every single electric kind of car that you could buy in China on the 2 floors, and it was like a shopping supermarket. You could just walk around and see all the makes of cars and see the differences and what's on offer. But some of the cars are phenomenal.
They are. But do you know what's interesting also? I mean, you see a lot of these BYDs out here anyways. They're actually one of the most common cars you see in the EV market here in Thailand. But the biggest thing with EV vehicles, like something like Tesla, you only have, 400 kilometers lifespan on the battery.
400
kilometers.
It's actually, I can correct you if you'd like me to.
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to surprise you now. It says the average range of a 2024 Tesla Model 3 standard is 272 miles.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was...
The China one that I was telling you about, were 425 on them.
Oh.
So that's like, wow.
I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
Best electric car is the 2024 Rivian R1T. With 420 kilometers.
Wow. That's like you can go Bangkok to Pattaya and back without charging. But you have the Tesla. No chance.
No.
Because, what's interesting is when you're going to Hong Kong, what's interesting is a lot of places, go to the shopping malls or go to country clubs, whatever. They each have a charging station. And what's interesting is when you're going into a shopping mall, you have like a pile up of cars just to use the charging station.
I understand that. What about this then? Scenario for you.
Yeah.
Here's a scenario. You buy an electric car in Thailand.
Yeah.
Brilliant, fantastic, love it, running around in it, yeah?
Yeah.
And you decide to go up north.
You will make it.
Two things. One is if you don't make it or you break down or you run out of juice, right? You're going to have a difficult time to try and recharge it, yeah?
Yes.
Two is as well, of course, what the biggest problem I can see in Thailand with electric cars. I'm not saying they're bad or anything. I'm just seeing problems. The problem I see in Thailand is parts.
That's the issue, is the parts. Especially if you have Tesla or I think BYD should be no problem because they're the most common cars here.
Yeah.
But Tesla, forget it.
I
No
think
chance.
BYD's must have the market in Thailand. At the
Oh, they
moment,
do.
no?
Big time, yeah. And apparently they want to set up a BYD factory in Thailand as well.
Right.
We published an article in Bangkok Post Bangkok One quite some time ago in regards to
Them building it
BYD.
here. I mean, there was what was the one up in Bangkok that flooded? That was the Toyota factory, wasn't it? Then they moved after.
That's right.
They built a new factory, it flooded, then they moved, didn't they?
That's right.
How does that... I mean, that's the scary part for me, floods and electric
Yes.
cars.
Fire.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. I mean, if you're going to have an electric car, you've got to stick to places where... You know, I
Higher
mean,
ground.
the only problem I see is like Pattaya, for example, right?
Yep.
Pattaya, when it rains...
Yes.
the streets become rivers, you know, and it takes hours before it's cleared.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that would scare me is driving on a road up a hill or down a hill or whatever, and the rain is running down the hill towards the car
Yes.
and splashing on the car, and the whole water's going onto the car. You know, I just feel uneasy about that.
That's a fire hazard also.
Yeah, I feel uneasy
Because
about
especially if it goes into the battery and all these things, then it... And especially here, because, you know, you have the dark side going into the bright side. And, you know, the dark
Right.
side, it slopes like this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, you know, when the water comes down, and basically, if you're going down with it, that's one thing. But if you're going up against it, then that's another thing.
My opinion on, I don't know what yours is, but my opinion on this, and this is, I don't know where you stand on this. If somebody gave me an electric car, I wouldn't have it.
Me neither.
I wouldn't have it.
I would, you know, to be honest with you, even for years and years and years to come, stick with the petrol cars. I would not go EV vehicles.
I think so. And I mean, the thing is as well, I mean, they say electric cars is fantastic and it's cheaper and it's fuel efficient and, you know, it's the ozone and all this lot, but they don't tell you what it takes to make the battery.
That's the thing because they consume so much electricity.
Yes.
That's what you have to think about.
How it's made. You remember how the battery's made.
Also,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, the tons and tons of things that go into that, making that battery, and be put and thrown into the air just to make the battery.
That's already causing pollution because you think about it. You know, places like China and places like there, you know, the pollution is so much because they burn so much coal. Sorry. So when you burn so much coal, I mean, whether they say, oh, the EV vehicles are greener for the planet, I find that not true.
Right.
Because the thing is that, you know, you're burning electricity already. That's polluting. That's pollution. So of course there's no way in the world it's green.
Tesla in June this year sold. It says it the lead of the global EV market in June was 119,500 registrations of the Tesla Model Y. I mean, the figures are not massive, are they?
No.
They're not massive. I mean, you know, we spoke off camera. I watched a program this morning. I was watching YouTube downstairs, and this thing came up. These look like the Mercedes station wagon. They were really nice cars, 300,000, whatever the each, yen, whatever they are each. And there was 3,000 of them in a field parked there 4 years ago, with all the bushes over the top of them and just overgrown and just thrown into there. I mean, you've seen aerial shots, haven't you, on YouTube and that, where there's thousands and thousands and thousands of cars just parked up.
It's crazy. And that's billions gone.
And then the government subsidise the factory, don't they?
They do.
You know, so really it's a vicious circle. They're just making what the guy said on YouTube, which I actually agree with him, is that the government are paying for landfill.
Of course they are.
Don't you agree with that? Yeah?
Oh, 100%. That's what they do.
I absolutely agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Right, listen, coming up right after this little bit of this.
BKK1Radio.com.
We're going to be talking around about something that I'm interested in as well, and that is the casino game that's coming up. But first of all, just hear from one of the guys who's sent me this today, all right?
See the bold new expression of sporty style. Hear the amazing quietness of a truly luxurious cabin. Feel the exceptional horsepower and amazing torque, and experience greater acceleration than ever before. Behold, the most powerful sedan in its class. The new Toyota Camry. Real power, absolute performance. Discover the new Camry.
There you go, we're talking about EVs and now we're promoting petrol.
I tell you what, I'm happy. Hey, I'm happy with my Toyota, FYI. You know, how do you go? Because, I mean, the Camry and all these things. And Toyotas are always the way in Thailand because they're the best car to have here. Like, let's say, I mean, we've talked about this numerous times. And, you know, let's say your car breaks down on the tollway or break down anywhere. You just go on the phone, boop, parts are there in seconds. If you have that with a Mercedes, BMW, whatever, no chance.
No, you know. This is, like I said, let's throw the cars to bed now. But
Good night, cars.
we both. I mean, listen, we both have a normal car.
Yes.
We have Toyotas.
Yes.
You have the one, the saloon is yours.
Vios, Yaris Active.
Active, and that is the mine's a hatchback, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
And yours is a saloon. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, we've got cars. Listen, with these, let me explain something to you. If you're in Thailand, buy a Toyota.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. You can break down anywhere in Thailand. It doesn't matter if you're in the middle of the jungle and you'll get a fan belt.
Everything is here. We have everything.
I don't know where they come out from. I've broken down in the north of Thailand before. Someone's gone, and within 10 minutes, somebody's gone and got something and come back and fix the car.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I say to everybody, I mean, people say to me, oh, Alexi, what car are you going to buy? What should I buy in Thailand?
Yeah.
The first car that comes into mind, Toyota.
Goes forever.
Even the Haiso Thais, they drive Toyota, how do you call the VAT?
The SUV
Alphard,
ones and that. But I'll tell you what makes, and I don't condemn it, but I just don't get it, and that is the cars, the fast cars, the Ferraris, and all these kind of things on the roads in Thailand doesn't sort of like sit well with me. I'm thinking you spend all that money on a car, and you could just go down a pothole at any time, and it's just them roads are just like they're so bad, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Anyway, what I want to bring up is this. On the news we did on Paddy One, and I think you did on Bangkok One as well, is some people were pulled into the police station and fined for playing cards, okay? And the reason they're fined for playing cards, you ready for this, is because they never had permission to play the cards. So is this the turning of the tide for casinos, Alex?
That's the best part.
Do you think?
I don't know. It's tough to say because, you know, it's interesting. Like 2 weeks ago, it already passed on the Royal Gazette. And, you know, once it goes on the Royal Gazette, anything in Thailand that goes on that, it's approved. It's already
it's there. It's
official.
Written. So now we've got the casinos passed.
Yep.
Yeah, I think His Majesty is going to have to sign that and stamp it.
Yes.
And once that's done, okay, it's all systems go.
Yes.
Right. So we had a little bit of a talk about this before. 5 billion baht for a license, and 1 billion baht a year to run it, which I think is ludicrous.
It is ludicrous.
But are you going to get the big guns that are out there to do that? Are they going to come in and they're going to pay that kind of money? Second thing is, if you put one in Pattaya, that means you've got to have 1,000 people a day spending 3,000 baht just to pay for that license.
You know what's interesting? Interesting you said that. I mean, people like MGM or let's say the Sands Casino and all these things.
Yep.
They have the money for it. No problem.
Yeah, but would they?
That's the thing, though.
Would they?
That's the thing. I mean, you know what's interesting? I mean, to have the casinos in Thailand, I mean, you know, got people going to Cambodia or you got people going to Macau.
Yep.
But what's also interesting is I spoke to one of my old neighbors the other day. And, you know, we were talking about the casinos. You know, this was last week. I was doing a photo shoot at the shop. And he was saying to me that, you know, in India, it's illegal to gamble.
Right.
So, you know, eventually, once you open up the casinos here in Pattaya, which, of course, Pattaya has a lot of Indian market, that kind of thing. So, basically, instead of going over to Macau, where they need visas, but here you don't.
Which they now is 95 4 countries visa free. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So basically, they're gonna say, "Oh, I'll end up in Thailand, and I can gamble in Thailand." You know, instead of worrying about going all the way to Macau or just go over to Cambodia.
But you know, these guys, like you say, MGM and all these people, these big guns that have got all these casinos, they're going to come over here to Thailand first, and they're going to do the due diligence and sort of like say, you know, you've got the traffic of people, you've got the people coming in, and we're going to spend 50 million, 100 million, or 250, whatever they're going to spend on building the casino. But they're not going to do that without looking at the market and see what the market is.
Of course.
Present times today, I don't think they'd do it.
No.
I don't think they'd do it because Thailand is not getting the numbers at the moment.
That's the problem. That's the issue, yeah. Because, yeah, I know.
Agreed?
But yeah, for sure. Because, you know, you think about it. It's been illegal for so many years. And then the next thing you know, they just legalize it.
But are they gonna right, we've got a 34 committee, 34 people on the committee have decided all this about casinos. They've all signed it all off, and now it's passed, and now it's got to, like we said, it's got to be signed off.
Yeah.
Are they going to treat it like they did the marijuana and
For
try
sure.
and backpedal?
For sure.
Is it gonna be one of those things where they're gonna go, yeah, you can do that, you can do that, you can do that, you can do that. People spend millions and millions of baht doing it, and then down the line, 6 months later, 8 months later, they go, yeah, you can't do that, we've got to change it.
That's going to happen.
Is that going to happen?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Because you know what? It's interesting. I mean, marijuana has been illegal for years as well. That's something I was going to talk about also later in the show.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
But, you know, those two things, they've been illegal for so many years. And then now, all of a sudden, they just legalized it out of nowhere like this. I mean, that's interesting how it's interesting to see how that comes up. I mean, how they decide to legal it one day to another.
I think what happened is this. I think that they had a lot of pressure from there was one of the guys that was in power up there, wasn't he? And he was all for it, you know. And he was the one that pushed it through, and they did what they did. Now, I think that it's like anything they do in Thailand is they do it too quick.
Yep.
They don't think about what they're going to be doing, or they don't think about the consequences of what they're doing.
Nope.
Then when everybody spends all this money and gets everything done, and they see what it is, they go, oh, because what they did is really, the rules that they set out really didn't restrict anybody to certain areas and a certain amount of people. It was a free-for-all.
That's the thing. They didn't plan properly.
No.
They didn't plan at all because, you know, if you're going to legalize something, just plan, you know, what is the benefits and what are the consequences. But in this situation, they didn't do any of that.
No.
Because, you know, they just say, oh, let's legalize. Let's say, oh, die, pung ni, die. Let's get it out there. Let's get it out there. But they don't even know what's going to backfire them. That's the thing.
I mean, it's, you know, listen, marijuana, if people want to have marijuana and they want marijuana,
Feel free to take it.
Feel free to take it. Do it like it is. But, you know, they've got to, like, say you can have 10 shops in Pattaya, for example.
Yes.
20 in Bangkok, you know, and just do it that way. But you can't just say, yo, I mean, you know, I've seen people. I've been to a secondhand market where they're selling clothes, and there's an old woman there, and she's like 80 years old, selling marijuana plants and joints. You know, how can you control that? I mean, there's got to be a control somewhere, because when they set out the rules, they should have set out the rules saying we can have 10 shops there. You can't sell on the street. You can't do this. You can't do that. You need a doctor on site or whatever. They should have set that out from the beginning. Now they're bringing it in after the event with a lot of people out there that are going to lose a lot of money.
Sure.
No?
100%. And, you know, it's going to get out of control. I mean, now it's a competition. You know, you're going to have one guy opening this, then the next guy is opening this, and the next guy is opening.
You've got that now.
Within 3 doors apart.
Yeah, I mean, Bangkok. I mean, I went to Bangkok. I just thought it was silly.
I thought it was,
It was two handbag shops, a dress shop, a salon, a nail shop, cannabis, and then repeated again, cannabis, then repeated again, cannabis. And that's the whole street.
That could be the same thing with the gambling as well.
Yeah, but this is where I understand what you've just said, but I understand that's where the price of the license come in. Because you're not going to get your street shop that's going to spend that money. But I think what they've got to do is, or what I understood from what I read, is it's going to be like there's going to be allowed to have 3 in Bangkok.
Yes.
You know, 2 in Pattaya, 2 in Phuket, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Which I agree with. It's going to be a consortium that's going to have that, surely, at the end of the day. And, you know, casinos have got to be run right. You'll always get the black money. Doesn't matter where you are in life. There's always the black money.
It's always there.
It's just how it's done, and if it's done the right way. But yeah, I mean that's my call on casinos.
Because the thing is, it's interesting you said about Phuket because I have some contacts in Phuket, and they were saying like there's an island just on the east side of Phuket. Apparently, this is for the last 10 plus years or 15 years more that it's been the designated island to build the casino.
Yeah,
it's been designated there for years and years and years. I mean, we even talked about it 10 years ago.
Yeah,
that this was going to be the place to build the casino, which is outside of Phuket. So basically, it'd be
same as Pattaya. What we understood about Pattaya was, where they built the waterfront hotel that's now been empty for 10 years or whatever it is.
Right.
So the hill is owned by MGM, which we all sort of know that.
Yep.
They were going to build a sloping casino down it and onto the bay and everything, and the hotel was going to be at the side.
Would have been nice.
That was the plans that were at City Hall. But of course, the thing that happened with the waterfront now, of course, they're saying it's got to be torn down, but they're working out how it can be torn down. You've got a 9-year battle on your hand. It's on 9 nuts, so whatever.
But how to do it the safe way?
Yeah, well, they say take it down to the 21st floor, but you can't just go there and lop the 21st down to the 21st floor.
How many floors is there right now?
God knows, I ain't got a clue.
Oh.
But it's a long story that. But hey, let's send us a message, guys. What you think about casinos and that. We're just gonna play another jingle, a quick one, okay? And we're gonna come back and Alex is gonna be talking about his views on cannabis, because I think everybody's got their views on cannabis. And we'd like to see what his is.
BKK1Radio.com.
So there you go, guys. Like I said, go to bkk1radio.com. Simply go on there, go on to SpeakPi. You can leave us a message on there, or you can send an email down to the email as well that's on there. And thank you very much to all you guys. Yesterday with Danny Wee, when we was on here and we was doing the show live, all you guys that were over in the UK and around the world who knew Danny and sort of came in on the conversation, over 80 of you were messaging us yesterday. So it was really nice to hear from you guys. And they say I keep him under control, which is good.
You always do, man.
One guy says, Dave, you're the ringmaster. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I agree.
So anyway, listen, cannabis. Cannabis. You don't touch cannabis, no?
I did before, yes.
You did before,
but I stopped it.
Stop
because, now? You know what? For me, people do it to
relax.
Yeah, you could say that. But I like to keep myself clean. Keep fit, keep strong, keep healthy, the whole shemango.
But was it TBC oil? Yeah, THC oil. I've tried. That was for taking the pain down on my body.
Yeah,
that was great. It took it down, but I was high as a kite. I was like, psh. But the CBD oil. Which took the pain down. It was okay, but it sort of didn't last too long. I've tried smoking a joint. I don't smoke joints, but I tried that. It just makes me cough, splutter, and backfire. That doesn't work.
No, but some people, how you feel relaxed and all that, but at the same time, I like to be normal. I don't like
you would never be normal, Alex. None of us have been normal ever. Why me and you know each other? We will never be normal.
That's the thing, though. Hey, that's the thing. FYI,
I gotta tell you this, right? I gotta tell you this, and Alex is gonna back me up on this one.
Okay.
It's what is it now? We've been together now every year, isn't it? A year and some whatever what it is. Yeah,
almost 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years. So every morning, near enough every morning I get up, there's jokes on my phone. Every morning Alex gets up, there's jokes on his phone. And through the day, it's pinging in at night. And just as I get into bed and I lay down and I put my eyes to sleep, bing! This Irishman walked into a bar. I thought, oh God. So no, we do keep each other going, and it's nice, and we do make each other laugh at the end of the day.
As always.
Yeah, it's we have a serious side to us as well, but we
got to balance it, man. You got to have the good side of it, and you got to have the serious side of it. But
absolutely.
we a lot of the times, because of you, I'm inspired to have the humors and all that stuff. I walk around thinking of you, and I have the Mr. D humor, inside me. And then I start spitting it out as well, making people laugh and all that.
Yeah, I can't explain. When I met Alex, he's a great guy. Don't get me wrong, but he was very sort of straight-laced, if I say that, and I mean that in a nice way. He was straight, and he had a bit of humour, but he was straight, yeah. And then suddenly we started to get together, and we get funnier and funnier and funnier and funnier. And I think the thing that when we went to India, and you grabbed me near that statue and grabbed me and stuck your tongue out and nearly licked my cheek. I thought, that's when I thought, I've got him, I've broke him.
You absolutely did.
I thought, that's it.
You know, what's interesting also is we spent the last 2 hours on that flight.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the front of business class, the
Yeah,
first row of the plane, pissing ourselves, laughing hard with all the jokes you've been saying. With all the, I mean, and then the crew look at us and say, hey, what's the matter with these two guys?
They did.
You know, we're drinking
They did.
masala chai, just having a few laughs. And I tell you what, that flight went by so quick.
4 hours felt like 10 minutes. It was crazy.
It was, yeah. Indeed.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
One more thing before we go, just a quick mention let's have a look what we got. We got around about 5 minutes left. All right, so just a quick one on, let's just talk about Thailand One, the magazine at the moment. You are on the 5th issue, yeah?
We just finished the 5th issue, yes.
And response on it?
Pretty good. But, you know, now what's also the good thing is that we shortened it. Because, you know, prior to the past was 74 pages. Now we got it down to like 36.
Right.
And actually, a lot more positive things on the 36 pages versus the 74 pages. But how do you call it? We're going to have our 6th one coming out in December. We're going to print 200 copies for the boat show.
Down in Phuket?
Down in Phuket.
Yep.
Because we're the media partner of the boat show.
Right.
Funny enough, yesterday, they asked us to print the magazines.
Because we only do online magazine, don't we, normally?
Yeah, that's right. We never print.
No,
and
never print.
it's the first time I had someone asking me to print. But we're actually printing specifically for the boat show. And how do you call it? Yeah. So looking forward to our 6th edition. And yeah, see how that goes. I mean, next month we got travels to the Middle East, Bahrain Air Show. So we'll get some content from that. And also, because we also have the travel guide.
Yeah.
So, which is just.
Well, you're
brand
working
new.
on. I mean, you're a bit. This guy. I mean, let me just tell you. This guy is very, very up on all the planes. He likes planes. He likes aviation. He likes the whole shebangle. In fact, I think you got an airport in your living room, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
There we go. So I'll tell you about that.
It's
later.
a 1/400 scale airport.
I'll tell you about that later. Don't worry about that. It's a 1 scale airport, but it's all the cars parked in the living room that are full scale.
Yeah, I'll be fully booked.
No, but I mean, you started the AX Travel, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You know, and out of passion.
Yes.
Which I think is good. And I mean, this, you know, if you want to know anything about planes and trains and automobiles, the whole bangle, the travel, the whole thing, have a look at Alex's Facebook, which is, what is it now, Alex?
Go to AX Travel Guide. Or go on the website, axtravelguide.com.
There we go. Simple as that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thailand One, AX Media, making big, big waves now in Bangkok. It's taken a bit of a time to get going, hasn't it, Alex? I mean, it's 2 years by now. Is it 2 years? 3 years?
But almost 2 years.
Yeah.
From next month will be 2 years.
2 years.
But, you know, the thing is, we need to shout even more. I mean, we're shouting a bit now, but
We-
we
a
need
bit,
to
a
shout.
bit, a
We need
bit.
to shout to the next level.
A bit. Let us say this, guys, and I'll put this on the table now. And Alex is here, you're a witness. You know, he's the boss. He's over there, and I'm going to say this now from BKK1, all right, and from down here at the podcast. If you've got something that interests us, if you've got a subject that interests us, and you can give it to Alex down at AX Media, send it to bkk1radio.com. Send it to us. I'll send it to Alex, and I can promise you this: if Alex goes, I like that, it'll be in the magazine, definitely 100%, and we'll put it credit to you guys out there. How's that?
Perfect. I'm happy with that.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, guys, we have got to go to the end of it. It's been a good one today, Alex, yeah?
It was fantastic.
30
Loved
minutes. It just flies, doesn't it?
It does. It felt like only 5 minutes.
5 minutes. From me, it's goodbye, and from...
From me, goodbye, everybody. I wish you a very pleasant Tuesday, and it's a holiday tomorrow. So enjoy yourselves tomorrow. Lots of regards and love to the family.
There we go. Love it, love it, love it.
KK1.
Ain't no stopping us now. Car wash,
Get with the feeling now.
car wash, yeah.
Walk now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore.
BKK1.